Hugo brought me an engine he would like to have installed in his Challenger. Now when he arrived, he saw the conditions under which I have to work, and he pulled a few strings to help improve it. He also paid for a new shop sign. Hello everybody and welcome back to my garage revivals. Right, so today, it's just a little bit past 10 o'clock in the morning, so we took a little bit of a drive over here with our rental Mercedes, and as you can see I did get the tire sorted out, so that is it seems to be holding air at least. But I also came and picked up one of these floor jacks because we need to do a bit of work today on a customer vehicle. So we've got a car that needs a new gearbox at our shop, so we are going to be getting into that very soon. But also this gentleman over here, I did have a word with him earlier today about this car back here, which is pretty much going to be our next project, because I offered him, $3,000 for this thing. He was asking 4,000, but I managed to get the price down. And then apparently he says this engine does run, but we are missing a battery. So I sort of twisted it on to give me a battery as well. So he threw in a brand new battery as well, free of charge. So that is pretty much what we're going to do, is we're going to grab the wrench from our Mercedes and see if we can bolt that battery down, and then also see if the car does fire up. So if it fires up, then I will pay the man, and then we're just going to have to organize some transportation for this vehicle all the way back to our shop, so that we can start working on it. So it's in very poor condition, so my idea is not to have this as an actual vehicle we are going to keep. This will be something we are going to just try and get fixed up a little bit, looking a little bit more presentable, and then we are probably going to send it down the road. But I mean, for the time being, this might be the first vehicle we are going to have that's going to be able to run. So let's quickly see if we can figure out if this thing wants to start. Just drop the wrench on the roof there for a second. So let's give it a shot and see what it does. Right, so this has got glow plugs. Well, would you look at that? It actually does run. Actually fired up very easily, but we've got a battery light on, so the alternator isn't charging. So let's have a quick look under the hood here again, because I didn't really pay attention. So that's there's supposed to be a alternator over here, which we don't have. So that is probably why the battery isn't charging, because we don't even have an alternator. And we also need a radiator and some hoses. And I believe there's also supposed to be a cooling fan of some sort here, which we also don't have on this engine. But it does run, so I will give it that. And obviously we don't have a single wheel on this car, because apparently all the wheels have been stolen. And there aren't any shock springs at all at any corner. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to finalize the deal on $3,000. We do still need to keep a bit of money for Hugo's car, because we ordered a bunch of parts for that as well. And I also paid my $500 rent for the week of the cabin we are using. So that is why our money is a little bit less, and it's going to be a lot less now after this purchase. So let me put this wrench back, and then we're going to have a chat to this guy, and we are going to pay him for it, and we will organize some delivery for the vehicle at some point, maybe later today even. So I guess we'll see. All right, so let me sort this out quickly. Alrighty, so I did pay the man, and he's got his money now. But we just have to organize some sort of transportation for the vehicle, and then it can be taken back to our shop. But for now, I think we are going to head back and start working on the customer vehicle we have. So we need to try and change the transmission, which I picked up from here as well. And then we should be able to get a little bit of money back in our pockets, as well as continue work on Hugo's Dodge Challenger, because I think we might actually have all of the parts, if not all of the parts, at least most of the parts, to get that vehicle put back together today. And then, yes, we will be sending it over to a paint booth to get it repainted in the color that you wish it to be. So yeah, let's make our way back to the shop and I'll catch up with you guys when we get there. Alright, so yes, we are back at our shop, or cabin, if I can call it that. So you will see there's been some improvements over here on field. So we had a couple of guys come in and do some cement. This was all organized by Hugo. So there was quite a lot of work that the guys did here in such a short time. So they gave me a little bit of an elevated working platform here, as well as a little bit of a cement area back here as well. So that's going to be a little bit nicer for us to work on the floor now. And then over here we've got some parts for the Challenger, which I have ordered, so that has arrived as well. So we're going to be pretty much installing all of this today. Inside we've also got some things like the sun visors, and I also took off the trailer hook from the car because that's not supposed to be on there. And then there is the brand new engine we are going to be putting into this car for Hugo once we get it back from paint, because we're probably going to be taking this to the paint shop today as well. So we'll be leaving it there for them to continue with that. And hopefully by then we can get our own vehicle here as well to start working on that. But for now, we are going to pretty much tackle this job first. So replacing the transmission in that customer vehicle over there, which is going to give us a little bit of money back in our pocket. So yeah, I think this is just a little bit better now so that we can actually work on the ground. That's why I also bought the floor jack, but I do want to show off my sign. So Hugo brought this over as well. He paid for it. And this was actually made by a guy called EST Banana in my Discord server. So yeah, he's been making a couple of signs actually for me. So this is the one that we are going to be using in this series. This is my new shop name. It's called FUNCLE's Customs, and it was established in 1988, which you can obviously catch the reference to, FUNCLE 88. Alright, so yeah, we have got pretty much a lot of work to do, so let's get to it. So I think let's start by switching on our lights here so that we can actually see what we are doing. So we are going to need our toolbox. So I did go and pick up a spring compressor as well. So that is also in the back of the Mercedes over here, because that is the one part that we did not have yet, or the one tool we didn't have yet. So we are going to need this if we start working on our own car. So we'll just pop this in our toolbox as well. And I also had to get one of these move tools in order to move some furniture and stuff around. So that is also something I bought. But yes, this is definitely going to be the most handy thing I bought. And that is our new floor jack, which lifts the cars up a little bit higher. I guess I could have used the one from the rental car, but I don't feel it's the right thing to do. So we are going to pretty much just use our own floor jack from now on for these types of jobs. And it's still going to be a little bit tricky to do the transmission on the floor like this. We actually need a lift of some sort, but I'm sure we will manage. So yeah, let's get our toolbox closer and let's see if we can get this transmission bolts removed from the bottom of the car first, and then we'll lower it down and we'll get the ones at the top. We should be able to reach some of them over here. So right, that is actually working very well. It's going to be a little bit of a guessing game with these bolts down here, but I think I've got them. Right, let's see if we pop the hood, if we are going to be okay. Because I don't really want to jack it down just for this. So Got a couple of bolts here. And I believe there's just one more at the top here. We should be able to get that from here. And yeah, there we have it. So out with the old and crusty. And we are going to be putting in the brand new one. Right over there. Alright, let's see if we can just tighten it up from here. Alright, now we can actually see all the bolts. There's not a lot of rust going on here. Alright, and the ones on the drive shaft. I think we've got them all. Alright, so this is actually a very quick and easy job for us. And it's going to give us quite a bit of money. So yeah, that is pretty much job done. So just going to wait for this customer to come and pick up his car. Alright, so let's get it lowered down. I think we should just maybe check and see if all the gears work now. I believe everything should be fine because it's a brand new gearbox. So let's just see how it goes. Alright, we've got a reverse gear that works. And goes into first gear, no problem. Second gear, yes, we do have it. Third gear, no problem. Fourth. And fifth. Alright, so I'm going to call that a win. So luckily we don't have traffic coming up and down this road as much. So we can probably just do a little U-turn here. And then we will park it up and we can continue work on the Challenger over there. See if we can get that thing ready for the paint booth. Alright, so there we go. That is one job done. And yeah, this is pretty much ready to go down the road. So we also did get one of these skip dumpsters delivered to us. So yeah, hopefully from now on we can put all our trash in there. Hugo did come and remove all the busted parts when he was here with his pickup truck. So that has been loaded in his truck and he went to pretty much scrap it. Apparently the guy who usually stops here, his name is Steve. I haven't met him yet. He said that he also buys old parts and stuff down at the docks. But we'll have to take it over there. For that, we're going to need some sort of transport to get the stock over there. And would you look at that? I also found this little pry tool under the seat of the car. So I just decided to pop it on there for Hugo as well. Alright, so first things first, we are going to pretty much do all the welding work. But before we do that, we got to do safety first. We got to remove our battery over here. Because it's always a good idea to not have any battery cables connected to the car when you are doing any welding work to it. So yeah, that is pretty much what we need to do. So we're going to start with, I think let's start with the inner panel. So this has already got the brand new glass installed. So we just have to be a little bit careful with this, but this should go in no problem. Like that. Alright, so let's go and grab our welding machine. Alright, so there's our welder. Let's see if we can get an electrode on here as well. These things are so small, so we need to be careful with it. Alright, let's get that into there. And let's put that back on there for now. Alright, it's time to start some welding. Once we can get this door open slightly, I don't want to knock it against the wall too much. Alright, let's get to welding this panel back in place. Alright. There we go. Alright, as for the headliner, I already installed the headliner because when that arrived I had no place to really put it, so I just decided to pop it in the car. It was just held in by the two screws of the rear view mirror as well, so that is pretty much back in place. And let's just check for any welding spots back here, but I think we may have all of them. Yeah, that is pretty much all of the welding spots. So yeah, we can continue work, and I think next up we are going to do pretty much all of these parts. So we can get our window winders installed back on the passenger side, I believe. So we're going to need our wrench for that. So we've got this window winder we took off, which is still working, so that's going to go back in. Alright, let's just move our welder out of the way so we don't end up kicking it around. Alright, and that is back in place. Alright, so now I think we should be good to install the window. So this is a brand new window I bought as well. So luckily these parts were over $1,000, so we got free delivery. So yeah, next time we might not order as much, then we need to pay an actual delivery fee as well. Alright, let me just push the car away from the wall a bit. There we go. Alright, that is a bit better. Okay, so let's grab the fender. Also, this is a brand new part. I was unable to find any of these parts at the junkyard. They didn't have any of these vehicles in there. So yeah, we've got a brand new fender installed as well. Same with the rocker panel over here, which we will install next. So this needs to be welded into place. So we should be able to get it there. Let's grab our welding machine again. Alright, so couple of welds on this. Should get some of them from here, and I think the rest will be pretty much underneath the car. Alright, are there any more welds back here? There we go, we've got that one. Let me just double check at the front. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's all of the welding. That is sorted. So already this thing is starting to look like a car again. Right, let's just pop our welder down there for now. Right, so next up, let's sort out the interior. So gonna slap on the rear seat. Let's get that into place. And bolt it down. So the other seat was definitely bent. So we're gonna replace this one. And there we have it. So that is pretty much sorted out. And then I think let's do our trim. So this is pretty much a rear right door panel. Although it's not really a door, it's still considered a door panel. And then let's get this door panel installed as well. And then it's just pretty much the bumper and the busted taillight. And some light bulbs we need to do. Alright, so this one fits perfectly. So there's no gaps or anything on the sides like we used to have. So that just means everything is pretty much lining up. So Hugo did say he's got a different hood that we are going to put on this for him. Just to compensate for the higher air filters he's got on his car, on that engine. So that is definitely going to be something we're going to change. So we basically fixed up the hood for no reason. So there is that. And we will also be getting the trim once the car comes back from paint. We'll get all the chrome bits installed for that as well. So we do have the one on the trunk. No, we do not. It's also missing. So we'll get the trim for the sides over here as well as the one for the trunk. And also the arches. And there's also some trim on the hood that we need to get. And around the headlights here by the grille. So that is something we're going to do as well for him. But I think we should be good to put our battery back quickly, because we are going to be working on the electronics now with the taillights. So we need to test that as well and see if everything works. Okay, so our battery is back. Alright, so up next I think it's going to be pretty much this broken taillight we need to take off. so there aren't any light bulbs in any of these taillights. So we basically drove this car without brake lights all the way over here. But I think that's okay. Luckily we didn't have any issues, any troubles. We'll just throw this on the pile over here by the transmission. Right, so let's grab our brand new taillight over here. And this is going to go very nicely in the back over here and complete the look of this car again. Okay, let's lean in and get those screws down. Alright, perfection. That is looking much better already. Alright, so now I think let me just grab the bulbs. Where's my toolbox? Let me just put the screwdriver back in the toolbox because we don't want to lose our tools out here. And then we're also going to check the headlights, headlight bulbs. I think, let's just see, we don't have any light bulbs in that side, but maybe these ones are working. Let's just check it out for a second. Alright, so the driver side headlights work. Obviously none of the taillights work. So we're going to sort that out in a minute. Alright, so let's start with our headlight bulbs. We've got 4 in this box, so we're going to have some extra. It's always good to have extra headlight bulbs. Alright, so let's see if these go in. That should do it. Alright, now we're going to grab the ones for the back. So I've got 2 boxes of those. Oh, nearly forgot about the sun visor. Alright, so let's grab a box over here. We're going to pretty much just pop them in here as well. Yeah, we can pretty much take all 4 of them because we're going to need 6 in total. Okay, there's the first one, the second one, the third one. So that should all work very nicely. We've got one over there, and let's just grab the other box. Alright, so you can just dispose of that. Alrighty, let's get the other bulbs quickly. Get that sorted, installed. And then I think this car should be ready to hit the road once we put the sun visors in. Let's just put it down here for now. Okay, great stuff. Now let me go and grab those sun visors. See if we can put those back on. Alright, so this is the driver side. Okay, that was a little bit finicky, but we got it. Screwdriver. Alright, let's grab the screwdriver and get that zip down. Yeah, that's working. Perfect. And then we've got another one. Just get this one also. Let's get this door open. Okay, sun visor number 2. And that is screwed in. Perfect. Alright, so I think it's safe to say that this car has been pretty much revived. It just needs a lick of paint and then it's going to look much better already. So in terms of wheels and tires, we are going to be replacing the wheels. So I don't know what Hugo's going to do with the old wheels, if he's going to keep it, but I was thinking maybe because we are buying a car without wheels, we can maybe give him a little bit of discount on the price, the total price at the end of the day, and just take these wheels off his hands. Just so that we've got some wheels for our car that we bought now. One which we hopefully will have delivered to us very soon. But I think now we should be ready to get this thing back to the paint booth, or well, take it to the paint booth rather, and let them give it a nice respray in the color that he wants. I don't think there's anything that we were missing. So yeah, this is pretty much it. So I'm just gonna pack up my tools quickly and then we will be ready to hit the road. Alright, so that was actually perfect timing. By the time I finished back up the tools, the customer also came and picked up their car. They are very happy with it now, and they have left already. So yeah, we are pretty much ready to hit the road. It's getting a little bit late in the afternoon, so I think we should still be able to catch it, the paint booth open, and be able to drop this car off so that they can get this thing resprayed. So I don't think they're going to be stripping it down as much, because they usually just paint around everything. They've got their way of doing it. So this is going to be a little bit of a drive, but luckily we've got a very nice reliable vehicle over here. So we are still going to be doing the service on the brakes as well. I did get the new brake pads, but we'll do that once we are pretty much doing the engine as well. Because we are going to need to order some coolant as well as some oil for the new engine. So yeah, that is something we will do in the second bit or the third bit of this vehicle's revival. But first we need to get this paint job done, because I think that is going to probably take a day or two. It all depends on how busy they are. So yeah, let's make our way over there, and I'll catch up to you guys once we get there. Right, so we are in town, and Hugo also told me that there is a shop for sale here. It's quite a big building, so we might have to come past here at some point and have a look at the place, see what kind of money we need to save up. I see there is a for sale sign, so it probably has got a contact number as well we can phone. So we will check that out maybe a little bit later on when we are closer to getting a shop built or shop set up. I believe that was the sign, Richard's Auto Body, by the looks of it. And also they've got a dyno here, the dyno guys. That is looking very nice. Right, so I think we should be able to just park here for now and see if they are going to be able to help us. Alright, so let me see if I can find somebody and see what's the story. Alright, so we are back, yes, and I did speak to the guy behind the counter there. His name is Richard. He's the owner of the shop over here. So apparently they do paint jobs, they do vehicle diagnostics, they also do the dyno work as well. And they've got a little bit of a mechanical bench there where they, if they ever need to take the cars apart or something, they can do that as well. But luckily for us, they say they'll be able to sort this thing out within a day. So we can pretty much put it in the paint booth for them, and then they will sort that out. So I'm going to have to phone a taxi so that I can get back to the shop. And then, yeah, I'm going to see if we can figure out something with our vehicle's delivery. I'm not too sure yet how I'm going to do that, because there's not a lot of delivery services available just yet for, you know, transporting vehicles. So I guess we will find out. I wonder if the guy knows of somebody, so may have a little bit of a chat with him while I'm waiting for my taxi. So yeah, I'm gonna go and make a phone call quickly and then have a chat with Richard again, and then let's see what he says. Alright, and our taxi has arrived. So yeah, I did also speak to Richard. He says there is a tow-in service in town. He gave me the number, and I asked them what they would charge for me to get the vehicle towed over. So they said it's going to be roughly about $100. So it's just pretty much to cover their fuel. And I said, well, when would you guys be able to do it? And they said, yeah, within the next hour or so, they should be able to get the vehicle to us. So that is actually very efficient. But yeah, let's jump into the taxi over here and get back to the shop. Right, and we are back at our shop. That was a very, very nice taxi ride. Only cost me $50 to get back here, so it's not too bad, I guess. So yeah, I did phone the guys who's going to be doing the towing service for us, and they said they are pretty much on their way. So They should be here within the next couple of minutes. So I'm gonna pretty much just grab myself a little bit of a snack and see when they get here. And then I will be back with you guys in a moment. Alrighty, so this is our first vehicle that we are going to be working on for ourselves. So this is yeah, it's got a lot of problems and a lot of parts missing, but we already saw that it does run. There's gonna be quite a bit of work if we are gonna make this thing perfect. I mean, this floor pan is gone. The middle part of the floor is gone. The trunk floor seems to be okay, but we need a bunch of parts. We need a new fuel tank. We're gonna need bumpers. We're gonna need pieces of trim. So yeah, we might actually just make this thing look a little bit better and get rid of it. So geez, there's going to be a lot of parts we need to order for this. We've got to get some windows. We're going to get some wheels for it, suspension parts. We need to service the suspension. So this is going to be quite a bit of a project that we have now at our hands. But yes, this is pretty much the mystery vehicle that my Discord community has decided for me to purchase. So if you're not familiar with that yet, my Discord server link is at the end of this video, and it's also featured in every description of all the videos. So if you want to be part of that community, where you will also get to vote for what happens next in the series, then yeah, do consider joining that. We've got a lot of My Garage players on there as well. But not just My Garage players, obviously there are people who plays other games as well. So definitely check us out. And then, yeah, you too could actually see what the votes are, and you can also put in your vote with what happens next. So there were a couple of options, and this was the option that was given to me by my Discord community to purchase a mystery vehicle of my choice. And this is what we got now. So, yeah, I hope I've done everybody proud. But that is also going to be a wrap for this episode because, yeah, it's been quite a little bit of a journey today, and we've achieved quite a lot. We went from having a couple of vehicles here to having almost no vehicles here in just like that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate every view and every like, and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I will be very appreciative of that. But yeah, until the next time, cheerio.